Hello and welcome to Rendering 1720. I'm John Montoya and I'm going to be showing you the starting setup to draft the first floor plan that we're going to be doing. I've set up my paper, I've tacked it down, I've aligned it using the bottom edge of the watercolor paper, but I'm using this, let's put it on this side. I'm using the 90-degree angle made by the angle template so that I can be sure that everything is straight. That's just because this board has some problems and is prone to error. You in the classroom have the nice outfit here where you're already set up with your drafting table. Here are a few tools. This is an erasing shield in case you want to specifically erase parts. You can go in there and just erase things out. We'll show that in action later. Also want to introduce you to, I don't know if it's appropriate to call this a scumbag anymore, but it's actually, I guess the right name is dry cleaning pad. And this thing is full of eraser dust. And even if you powder it, the powder that comes out is an eraser. And it's pretty cool because if you have a smudge, why don't you demo it? Okay. If you were a messy drafter, this won't cure mayonnaise or anything like that. But suppose I had a lot of stuff and I had that happen, which actually could be a good thing. Actually, that's the method you want to use for this, FYI. But say I didn't want that, I could use, I like calling it the scumbag, but it's not appropriate. It gets away the errant pieces. You might still have to go back and erase that part, but it did get away all the flyaway material, which probably this projector isn't doing justice. Okay, so we're gonna go and we're gonna get the instructions. Here's one more handy piece. You have a brush that you can flick all the used up material onto the floor or wherever it goes, and we have that. Okay, so let's take a pause here and let's go see. We are going to find the border and we're going to get some instruction from Ben Felix on this part. And we'll pause this. Okay, I've been given the task to lay out a 10 by 14 square that's going to be pretty much, I think that's my frame of the building. So I found two areas that I'm going to use. And now I'm going to show you, if you ever need to find the middle of a rectangle or something like that, you could use your very light line and a nice big ruler like this one. And I'm just going to do a very light line through. I'm creating the X. Just like the flag of Florida, which you're not familiar with. I will use this method. And this method works for rooms, works for carpentry, but it does give you the bullseye. Where's the middle? And once I have the middle, I can measure outwards to get the 14, chop it by 7, and go 7 in one direction, 7 in the other direction, 7 inches to get that 14. Seven here, 7 here. I'm really excited to do this. This is going to be fun. This is pure drafting fun. As you may know or not know, I spend too much time in Canvas and not enough time on the boards. It's nice to have a little time to do this board technique. Oh, I moved things. Now I got to start over. I thought this was all hatched down. Okay, so maybe this tape needs to be even more secure. But what's happening to me and not you at home is that I have a very difficult board. This is a B-team board. So. Okay, now I'm completing. All I want to do is get that border today. This border. And that, I will call that a victory. Okay. Now, you probably can't see it so well. So let's see if I do have a little control here. Okay, so I have that set down and you can't see it unless I kind of cover it. There you can kind of see. Okay, so let's go back to our instructions. Let's see what else Ben has for us and go for it. Okay, so Ben has illustrated that we're coming from that the first edge that we made was the edge of paper, and then we're going to go in 3/8. 1, 2, 3, and that's this one. And then there's an additional, to get that double line, you come in 1 more 1/8 of an inch on all sides. Make a tick mark. Tick mark. Tick mark. Okay. Now, as you can see, or cannot see, let's adjust this a little. And let's get a little bigger. Okay, so let's zoom in. Okay, so this is the first 14 by 10 border. This is where we're going to staple and cut, so we're not seeing that. Then we're coming in here 3/8, then an additional 1/8, and that'll give us that double line. Okay, so let's go ahead and set that up to draw. Pause the recording. Yes. I was inspired by the presentation downstairs to do this watercolor, and I'm going to try and go for it this week along with you. We've got one. Let's go ahead and punch out that border. So it's a lot smaller than I thought it was, and I think that's a good thing. And then cover this so you can see a little bit there. So I'm starting to come around the corner. I'm doing the bottoms of this. Okay, fortunately I'm not paid by the hour, because it's going to take the whole hour to get the border. Okay, we're going to line this up. So there was a little goof up here I'm going to have to correct, and I will correct it right now. First we do a 0 out to make sure that this is good. That looks good. Okay, so there was a little boo-boo, and what boo-boos means we have to erase. There's a good chance to show you the erasing shield in action. My line kind of loses its direction right around here. So with the erasing shield, I can spot check and only erase what I need to, which is the most damaging, which is also happens to be I erased the wrong thing. That's okay. It's a little comedy show as well. Okay, let's keep this going. Keep it going. Good enough for a live broadcast. Let's add this up because you know how live broadcast, you're on the spot. Things can happen. Okay, line it back up. Complete this. Okay, so when I get back to my home drafting table, I will check the accuracy of this because this is a demo after all, and I'm not on a flat surface. But there, I believe I have accomplished what I wanted to today, which was to create the border. That at least that one thing has been done. And then on Wednesday, we will come back